Hello, my friends. I am Dr. Bree, and I'm in this zone right now because I actually just filmed a video that you should watch. I'll put it in the video notes and the information button. That's one of my staples, one thing that I just think everybody should know how to do, and that's how to meditate. So I have a video that I think you'll really enjoy. Check it out after you watch this video, which is the foundational thing that I just wish everybody, every woman, every man, every boy, every girl would learn this basic thing, and it is how to lift. The most foundational thing of your life that's gonna help keep your pelvic floor healthy, your back and your core healthy. You're gonna have all of these wonderful benefits from knowing how to lift correctly. It's gonna help you for life. So let's get down to it. I have here a demonstration tool of a heavy box full of my books. Lady Bits, they're in there. So this box I'm going to show how to lift. I'm also going to talk about lifting weights. There are a couple of keys when it comes to lifting. Lifting is a time when you really want to set your core muscles, engage your core muscles correctly. You also want to maintain proper intra-abdominal, intra-pelvic pressure by breathing correctly. You need to exhale with exertion. You need to exhale as you lift. So this is really, really important. If you hold your breath or strain, kind of a Valsalva maneuver, like a, that's gonna press down. You're gonna feel a downward pressure on your pelvic organs. And if you, especially if you're not engaged through your pelvic floor and your core, this is what's gonna happen. Blah, with your pelvic organs. Quick little interruption to demonstrate what this looks like. If there is an increase in intra-abdominal pressure, but your pelvic floor is engaged, you won't have any issues with prolapse. So if your pelvic floor is not engaged, if you're not supporting yourself through your core, and there's an increase in intra-abdominal pressure, look at what can happen. Oh my gosh. This is really a graphic demonstration, but really kind of shows what happens with prolapse. With your pelvic organs. Over time, this can really lead to conditions such as pelvic organ prolapse. Now, it can also lead to problems such as hernias. You can make your diastasis recti if you have the split, which often happens during pregnancy. You have this split in the anterior abdominal wall. The connective tissues beneath have stretched and everything is a lot more lax. So that can become worse if you're not lifting correctly and if you're not managing that intra-abdominal pressure. So let's talk first about setting the core and breathing, and then let's practice with our tools here. So setting the core, you want to think about engaging first your pelvic floor and then your deep abdominals. You want to do this in a nice neutral position. So you'd never want to set your core muscles when you're in a hunchy position or with your back super arched like this. You want to be in a nice neutral position, nice long spine, and sitting is definitely not the best way to show you, but it's the easiest way for me to talk to the camera right now. So I hope that you'll take a moment to set your core muscles just so you can get the sense of what this feels like to zip up, as I call it. So engage your pelvic floor, those deep pelvic floor muscles. Feel like you're gently closing off your urethra. So that feeling like you're gently closing off the ability to urinate. So you close that down, gently feel like you're holding back gas. So you're really closing off all of the exits, the tubes that come out of your pelvic floor, the urethra, the vagina if you're a woman, the anus as well. So everything is closing and lifting just a bit. Now I want you to feel your deep abdominals. I want you to feel the area right above your pubic bone. Feel like you're zipping up a tight pair of jeans. Feel like you are not wearing underwear, okay? I read this description a long time ago and I thought it was brilliant. Pretend like you're not wearing underwear and you have not shaved your bikini area. So you need to be careful and you need to be sure that you're not going to catch anything in the zipper. Does that make sense? So you want to gently pull back with your muscles of your lower and deep abdominal area. Pull back just a little bit, in and back and up. So you're pulling in and lifting up those deep abdominal muscles so that you can zip up your zipper of your tight jeans and not catch anything in the zipper, if you get my drift. Like I said before, this is the position where you want to be in a neutral alignment with your spine, not hunched and rounded like this and not overly arched like this. So feel that sensation, and now let's practice the breath. So you want to exhale on exertion. You should feel as you breathe out that you are actually feeling that zipping up happen even more. So you're really lifting of the pelvic floor and pulling in the abdominals even more as you breathe out. It's like you're using that lift and pulling in to press all of the air out. And that exhale is really what's going to be important as we're lifting. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and lift. Let's start with the box. So it's important when you're lifting, if you can, to get yourself, your body, close to the item you're lifting. This is going to be different depending on what you're lifting and where, but come on down close to the item. I like to come down with one knee lower than the other, maybe even one knee on the floor and the other knee bent. If possible, bring the item onto your knee and then really get under it. For our back health, the health of our spine, the last thing we want to do is either be twisting while we're lifting or be hunching over something while we're lifting. So this is really important for new moms who maybe have a baby in a crib, who are hunching and their baby is way on one edge of the crib. You want to scoot your baby close to the edge of the crib so that then you can lift them up. Same thing here, we want to get our body close to the box and we want to get the box close to our body so it's close to us. The leverage is not as big and hard on our bodies as if we were going like this. So now that that's hopefully clear as a bell, we're going to get under the box. And then as we stand up, we're going to make sure, right now, before I even stand up, I am engaged. I'm feeling that activation of my pelvic floor and that pulling in of my low abs. My spine is nice and long. I'm not hunchy. No. Nice and long. And I'm going to keep that engaged core, keep it, and I'm going to exhale. Okay, then return it down. So what you may have noticed is that it was kind of hard to coordinate all that, and that's okay. You may, as you're practicing this, as you're picking up your laundry baskets, as you're picking up just a pen off the floor, as you're picking up anything, you might find, oh, crud, I forgot all of those steps. I didn't breathe the right way. I didn't do all the things I'm supposed to do. I was hunchy. But that's really important. Awareness is key. Awareness is the first step. So learning to catch yourself when you're doing it wrong means that you are one step closer toward doing it right. So don't worry about that. So to just repeat those steps, we want to bring the item close to us or get close to the item. We want to engage our core, starting at the pelvic floor first, and then we want to exhale as we stand up. Next up, let's talk about lifting weights. Okay, so with weightlifting, it's really the same thing as with the box that we just demonstrated. Same thing, but I'll just show you with the weights so you really get a feel for how this looks. So just like with our box, we want to come down when we grab our weights, come down close to the weights. We don't just want to like bend over and pick them up. That's really hard on your back. So come on down, bring the weights close to you, set your core, and exhale to stand up. When you are lifting weights, you want to be basically set and zipped up the whole time when you're lifting. But that doesn't mean that you cannot breathe. Obviously, when you're lifting weights, you're going to need to be breathing throughout the whole set. So you want to set your core, so be engaged through the pelvic floor and the deep abs with that beautiful posture. So make sure that when you're setting yourself, you're not in a funky position like this or like this. You've got nice tall posture, softly bent knees, and you are zipped up. So hold that gentle zip and then breathe throughout while you're holding that gentle zip the whole time. So the way it looks for example, a biceps curl is you want to gently bend your knees so you're not locked out, tall posture, set core, zipped up, and then exhale as you curl and then release your arms. You're gonna inhale. So the exhale is really more what you wanna focus on. So, and then inhale. Make sure when you're lifting weights that you don't use your back to help get the weight up. You want to keep that nice set position as you lift your weights. And then when you set your weights down, be sure to bend your knees to set them down as well. So it's really that simple and yet that complicated at the same time. It's not complicated. Once you get the hang of it, it's actually second nature. You will absolutely have no problem at all. But if you've never been taught this really basic foundational piece of life, then don't worry, it's not your fault. You've just never been taught. And so please do take to heart these simple steps. You can apply them to so many areas of your life, from lifting weights to lifting kids, boxes, groceries, laundry, a pen off the floor. It doesn't matter. Whenever you're lifting something, whenever you're transitioning to get something up off the ground, or even to put something up on a shelf, or to push or pull, all of those times are situations where you want to set your core, hold it, and exhale as you're doing the exertion. So just remember that. It's going to protect your back, protect your pelvic floor, and prevent a lot of problems down the road. So I hope that this has helped, and if it has, share it with a friend, tell your family about it, teach your kids how to lift this way. We can really do a lot toward helping make a healthier future for the entire world if we would just teach each other this one simple trick. So thank you as always for watching. If you have any questions, check the video notes or video description. And as always, remember, eat clean, move every day, and you will shine brighter. I will see you next time. Bye.